Hey everybody, this is Tambio and I'm back with another third-party Transformer video review. And this time I have GCreation's Thunderous from their SRK Dinobot Combiner. And I want to thank my friend Jeremy from Cybertron's Elite for letting me borrow this figure so that I can bring a review out to you guys. Hopefully he'll allow me to borrow the other guys from this wave whenever they come out, and crossing my fingers he'll allow me to borrow all of them whenever they are all released, so that I can have a finished combined review of these guys. So thank you on that. And if you want to check out Cybertron's Elite, I'll have a link at the bottom, so you just go down there, click on that. If you're in the San Antonio area, then we'd be glad to have you guys. So this is the box right here, and you can see part of the combined mode in the background, and then you can see Thunderous right here. And looking at the side, it's just some of the side paneling. It's kind of hard to see because it's really reflective. And then some more of the side here, and you can see is actually, and it's funny, you can only see it through the reflection off of me. Kind of funny. So here's some of the stuff in the back, and that's really reflective. So you can see him in his Dino mode with some of the weapons on him in his Combiner mode. It shows where he's supposed to go at in his Combiner mode, his Robot mode, and then fully equipped mode. So, and then just some things right here in the top, and by G Studio or GCreation, so it's the same on the bottom. So let's go ahead and get this box open so we can check them out. Alright, so here's Thunderous out of the box and in his alt mode. Looking at him, he looks really nice in this mode. I really do like the clear plastic that they used up here on the head and stuff. That really kind of harkens back to the original G1. The only thing that I really complain about is that there's no real articulation on the neck or in the tail back here on this portion. They did do a little bit with this, kind of, and this. I don't know if you want to call this, articulation. This is mainly for his transformation, but you can move it. And then you come up here to the head, and the articulation that he has here is up in the neck area. So you have a ball joint right here, and then you have another joint right here in the neck, so you can get a little bit higher up. And then you do have his mouth does open. It is really tight, and then it also has his little mouth cannon on the inside of there, and you can see. I guess real quick, I'll just finish up the articulation on the arms. You just have the forward, back. It is kind of it's not really a ball joint. There's a ball joint in there, and then there's two joints, so you can move it forward and back a little bit, depending on mainly for articulation for his robot mode. So you're not really going to use it in this mode. Then you have this swivel right here, so you can turn the leg left and right, and then you have a double kind of elbow knee joint, so you have it right there, and then a very tight ratcheting one right here. So, and then you come down here to the foot. You have a double kind of hinge. There's a hinge and then a ball joint. So you have the ball joint, which allows you to do this with the foot right here, and then you have the hinge, which allows you to bend it all the way down. And that's the same for the front and the back. So. And then we'll just take a quick look at the figure, because there's a lot of detail in here, especially underneath this clear. There's a lot of detail in the molding underneath there, and it's kind of hard to see sometimes. But you do have some really nice sculpting in here, and then these little panels right here, and these things and such. I wish they would have done something with the feet like they did with Muddy, where it would have like flipped down and have less of a profile, but it's okay. So that's a quick look at the figure. Along with the figure inside the box, you get a couple of things, or a few things in there. Let's start with his instructions first. So you have your instructions, and it's 11 by 17, two-sided. So, and then you have his kind of biotech card, so it's actually pretty nice. It has some simple stuff up here, so it kind of reminds you of kind of classic, with this up here with it being blue and then the red on the bottom. It kind of looks like some of the classic Transformer logos, and then you have the grid pattern, which is very classic. And then you come back here, if you look at it, let's see if my camera will, he actually has like a little bio back here. So let me leave this on here for you for a little bit so you can hopefully read that. And then you come down here, and then he has his little tech specs. It's not numbered, but you can see like how far it goes, and it looks like his top attribute is his endurance, and then his strength and his courage come in second. So, wow, his firepower is really weak. So, I figured his firepower would be a little bit higher than that, and I figured his speed would be lower. His intelligence, because he's a Dinobot. And the reason I said that I thought that the firepower would be a little bit higher is because of the amount of weapons that he comes with. He comes with 2 swords instead of 1. He comes with 2, so you got those. And I'll show that off a little bit more in robot mode. So, and then he comes with 2 guns, not just 1, but 2 guns. And if you notice that the on this one the peg is on both sides. I think that's kind of how it is for all of them. So you can actually take these and you can peg them to the legs of the Dinobot. So you can go like that, and go like that for kind of a gun mode or armored mode. Looks pretty nice. And then also he comes with his combiner foot, because he does create the left leg of SRK. So take a look at that, and this is the foot. So you know, that's kind of ridiculous. A foot that large. It's like, here's my hand, and that's crazy. The foot actually does split in 2 and also creates weapons. So what you want to do is you just want to take and kind of split these apart right down the middle, and this kind of gets stuck in there. He likes to. So then once you split that in half, then you want to undo this, take this out, and then you want to take this piece out right here, and then you can take, and you'll see on the insides right here that you have these little panels, and instructions show that you connect them like this with this part on the top, but you can also flip them like this so that it has less of a gap in it, so you can go like that. So if you wanted to, you could actually like do like an ultra power mode or something, and let's see here. Gotta get them up a little higher because we want to bring in these guns. Bring the guns, man. Bring the guns. And then his power level just went from 1 to like 10, just instantly right there, man. Dude, that's like, get out of my way because you're about to be slag. So very much a walking arsenal almost when he's in this mode. So go ahead and put this back together, and then the way that you put these legs back together is you take this, and this will only go in one way, so you don't have to worry about figuring out which way to put this in. And then this, it kind of can go in both ways, but once you have this part in, it'll only then go in one way. So you tab these two together. There you go. And then I just wanted to real quickly show you some of the articulation on this thing, and it has a double joint right here and then right here, and then apparently I haven't been able to move this, but I did watch somebody else's review and I wasn't gonna do that, but apparently, yeah, this is a ball joint and you can move it. Okay, I've just been scared to. I thought it was permanently attached into there. Huh. So you can twist it, you can tilt it forward and back. Okay, cool. All right, I'll set that off to the side till a little bit later. But something that I wanted to show you also is, I don't know, the 2 feet are in 2 different tones. Like this is a lighter and this is a darker tone. But then also I noticed that if you go underneath here, apparently on this one you can see that there's a lot of red in here. So a lot of red in there. Alright, so real quickly, something else I didn't show off, the bottom, and there's not a lot that you can see on the bottom, so everything's pretty well hidden. So for transformation, let's go ahead and go to that. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and untab that right there, and this is a pain to get tabbed into here. For some reason you can already see that there's a little bit of stress mark right there. I don't know if I did that or if it was already like that whenever I got it. Sorry, Jeremy. I try not to break your figure. Then you take this piece right here and you want to pull this apart, and for some reason this one really gets stuck in there. It's actually pretty hard to get out. So usually what I try to do is and it's this one right here that wants to stick, that just stays. It scares the crap out of me. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll kind of pull these apart, because you see how that tabs into here, and it keeps the waist from spinning when he's in dyno mode. So I'll kind of pull that apart, and I can reach into here and kind of pull. It's rough. And I'm very confident that I'm not going to break this. I've messed around with this a few times and I've done this. So gosh, I'm gonna pop apart without breaking my nails. I watched somebody else's video and they just like popped apart real easily. It just went boop and came apart. This one I have don't have the same luck with. Alright, so I can get my hands in there. Come on. My hands are already chewed up from transforming this thing a few times. And I have nails. You can see I can get my nails in there. They're just so tight on there. Oh, God. Ugh. There's this one peg right here that gets stuck in there. It does not want to budge. Okay, so flip that down. Alright, once I have that down, then we're going to come down and create the legs. Oh, gosh, my thumb's all chewed up. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a little chewed up right there. And you can see just the pressure marks on that one. Alright, so we're going to come down here. I'm going to split this tail apart. And the tail isn't as hard to split apart. You just want to go like that. And rotate this guy around. Rotate that around. Rotate that down. And you want to take this, rotate this, kind of pop that apart. And actually, I'm going to take this and move this back here for right now. Okay, and then once you have this apart, and then you just want to take this and open this up. and then you can start seeing the waist piece in here. So start seeing some good dinosaur parts. And what you want to do is then take and rotate these around, so like that. And then we're going to come to this side. This guy's a little heavy. I'm not sure if he has any die cast in him, but he's just hefty. So once that's done like that, then you want to take this and flip this down, flip it over. Split this leg apart real quick. And then you see that there's a kind of a tab right here, and there's a hole right in here. So we'll just rotate this around and tab it in there. We'll do the same with this side. So you rotate that. And okay, I think that's in there. Alright, and so then for this, what you want to do is you want to have it down like this, and then rotate it around. And then you'll see that there is a tab on the inside of this right here, and then there's a hole right there. So you want to take that, and then once you do that, you want to grab this piece so that you can hold it, and then kind of tab that in, and that it'll kind of stay. So we'll do that for the other side. Taking this around, and then this into here, and then pushing that in like that. We want to push up the hips, and I've noticed on this one the hips are a little loose for this part right here, but I think you can probably tighten that up, and it'll probably fix up real easy. And once you have that, then you can rotate this guy around. And then I didn't finish this part right here. So this you want to have back here, because you see how there's a tab right there. I'm going to push that into there. And then you want to lift this all the way up like that. And then you can kind of put this how you want it. If you want it like this or like that, it's kind of up to you. I wish they would have put a cut right here so that you could bend it down, but they didn't do that. So just leave it like that. And then we repeat for this side. Oops. Ball joints are really squeaky in this guy. Alright, so those are the legs right there. And see, if I pick it up, the legs kind of flop together, I guess you could say. Alright, so for up here, we'll just take and just rotate the dinosaur head down and kind of go like that. And then for the arms, we want to go like this. And so you can already see the inside mechanism for this. If you want to, you can go like that so that he can go out a little bit further, like that. But I'll show that in a little bit in his articulation portion of the video. So you got that, and then you want to take and flip this panel open. And you can flip out the fist and then close that back up. And we'll do this on this side. So you want to pop that open, flip this around, and I want to show you something on this one that I didn't show you on the other one. So you see there's a ridge right here, and there's these little tabs, so you want to tab those into that ridge. So you got that. And then what you want to do is you want to take this clear piece right here, open this up, and then the head is underneath here, so you just want to rotate around the head. So there's that, and that is SRK in his robot form. SRK, that's Thunderous in his robot form. So real quick, we'll show off how he holds his weapons. So bring the weapons in, and notice that there's a little bit of paint missing right here, like they lightly sprayed this portion right here, and that's the only flaw that I see in with swords. It's a nice kind of metallic red color, and he does hold the round pegs, so you can actually have him dual wielding some swords for some odd reason. And then he has his guns, and then his guns, I didn't show this off, but it looks like he has a handle right here, but it's not. It's more of a hand guard, and you can grab this, and this is the handle. So, and then he has his other gun, and you can also tab the guns to his arm like that. So, or you can just flip out this other tab, and he can be dual wielding guns. So. So I'll put a gun in this arm, and I'll put a sword in the other hand, because I have a little comparison. So I have that, and we also have Muddy. So there's a comparison between the two in their robot forms. Sorry, I didn't do a comparison in their dinosaur modes. I just didn't really feel like transforming this guy again, but there is a significant difference in their dinosaur modes. So this guy is a lot smaller. Like if you take a look at just the dinosaur heads, you can really tell a difference. So. And pretty much like before, if you look at the arms, his arm is way longer, and this is one of the dinosaur. It's actually the back leg of the dinosaur, and this is the front leg of him in his dinosaur mode. So yeah, the only thing is, I wish they really would have, instead of doing this chrome, I wish they would have done it in that clear plastic. But this guy right here is not as much as of a fingerprint magnet as Muddy is. So at least Thunderous has that. And then the way that this portion right here, the wings or the armor for the dinosaur mode, it looks a lot more G1 accurate with the small portion here, and then it coming out like this. But I do like how they did this, and they hid the legs back in here instead of having them hanging off the side. So you have that, and then overall, I just like how they hid everything inside the legs, and you can't really see anything. But with Thunderous, you have the legs sticking off, and then you can see the tail hanging out the back here. So, both do have their merits. Just this guy is going to be super large. He's I think he's actually going to be the largest combiner, the largest third-party combiner so far. So to transform him into his foot mode, because I don't know if Jeremy's going to allow me to borrow him again whenever all the pieces come out. Hopefully he will, so I can show you the combined mode. But just in case he doesn't, normally I like to just leave it at this and then show the combined modes later. But since I don't know if I'm going to have access to this guy, I'll go ahead and show it to you right now. And it's best to actually do it from here. So, but before we get into that, let me show you real quickly his articulation. So, get that done real quick. He does have a ball joint head, so you can have all kinds of articulation there. Then here it is a couple of joints. There's a ball joint up in here, so you can go forward, back, and then to get a little bit more articulation, as in going out, you have a joint here and then a joint in here, so you can kind of twist it around, and then you get that. Otherwise, you would it would only go to about here, but since they added those two joints in there, it gives a lot more range of motion. And you go here and you have your twist, you have your double elbows again. You come down here to the waist, you have a waist articulation, and the hips, there's two different joints. There's a joint to go forward, to go back, and then one to go out. So you have that. Then you have your twist right here, up above the hip. And then you have your knee joint, and your knee joint only goes about that far because it becomes hindered by things in here. Wait up, it's stuck on something else. Actually, it goes about that far. So I have maybe that's about 20 degrees. I'm not exactly sure. So that did come undone, but I'll leave that like that. His toes, he does have articulation on his toes, and I haven't really looked at it, but there's a few things in here. Oh, okay. So this can actually pull out, and then it has a joint right here, so you can move the foot up and down. So in and out. But there's no rocking on it or anything. So it's interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and show off his combined mode, which is basically the lower part of the leg. It would go to about the knee. So let me just remember where to start, because I've only done this once. Here, and then put this forward like this, and then actually backwards. And then we want to move this forward and then combine this back together again. Maybe I'll convince Jeremy to shave a little bit of that off right there to make it a little bit easier. And then you have this connector point that's in here, and it is a tough ratchet. And they actually, on the instructions, they show you to put something in there and to pry it. I'm not actually going to lift that up because it's a pain in the butt to get up, and then it's a pain to get back down. So I'll just leave it like it is. But basically you have to take a pin or something and stick it in there and lift it up, and then lower the head down, and then lift it the rest of the way up, because it's a very tight ratchet. Actually, you know what? Maybe I can do it with my hands. I did it with my hands, but it's very tough. So look at my thumb. So, all right. So let's go ahead and start transforming the leg. So you got to get all this up here, and to do that, first of all, do is I want to take this and lift it up as high as I can get it for right now. So we'll go up to there. You can see there's two joints in there. So you probably didn't see that very well, but I'll apologize. I'll ask you for your forgiveness and then move on. So let me move this out of the way, because there's a lot of stuff that has to be out here whenever you do this. Take this, flip this around, take this, flip this around, then you want to take this, undo this, you want to go like that, and then bring it around like that, because you can't, I'll show you on this side, you can't actually take this and then just go like that because it gets stuck. So you have to lift it up and then bring it around like that. So then once you have all of that, then basically what you want to do, come on dude, is you want to take, you see how there's the knee joint right here, and then there's another joint right here. So you're going to swing this whole apparatus around. See how you do that? And you want to bring the hip down a little bit again. And you bring that apparatus all the way around, and you see how this stuff kind of gets tangled up. Okay. And then we want to do it for this side also. Okay, and we're going to swing this all the way around. Alright. And then what we want to do is we want to take this and rotate these in. And these will kind of tab together. I can start tabbing that together. There's some things that I don't want to start tabbing together. I don't want to start tabbing this front end together because I need to put the foot in there. But then you can take these and rotate them down like this. And his tail you will then kind of connect together. So all those pegs involved there. And then what you want to do is then take I don't remember how this is. Like this. Leave that out. And you want to go like that. Sorry, like that. You can take this and you can rotate that around like that. And then you do it the same like that. Like that. And then once you have all that together, then you can lower the head down like that. And if you want to flip that, you can flip it like that. And then what we want to do is we want to come in here, because if you look in here, you're going to see that there are two holes. There's a hole right here, and then there's a hole back there. You can see it right at my fingertip. It's right there. So what you want to do is you want to take the foot and you want to extend this all the way out because it makes it a lot easier if you do this. And then you want to tab these two posts into those two holes. And basically all you need to do is you need to get one side first, and then once you get that one side, then you can take the other side, and then you can just kind of start working it until eventually it'll all come together. Come on, baby, work it. It's together, but this thing in the middle gets... Come on, tap together. There's a piece in the middle where there's two tabs. Basically, where that part that I showed you that swings around to make this part smaller. In there, there is two tabs and two holes, and they're very tough to get together, and that's when you know. There he goes. Alright, so snap together. We're good there now. Alright, so that portion is good now, and so now we need to work on this part right here. Oh man, sorry Jeremy. So you want to come in here and take this. I forgot which way this goes. Yeah, it goes like this. You want to take, and this all tabs in together onto here. See, there's two holes right here, and then there's two pegs right here. So you want to take those holes and tab them into those pegs. Down like that. Oh yay, I didn't do the fists. Oh, fists are up here, so it's not too bad. Okay, there. Okay, that's back together. Pop this. Rotate the fist in like that. that back, and then I'm going to just leave it like I just want to leave it all like this. Alright, so this is the foot, and it's a very tall foot, and this doesn't want to stay tabbed in. Okay, there, stay. So this is SRK-01's foot right here. So this is actually pretty big, and it's, remember, this is up to the knee. So here's muddy again. So yeah, that's pretty big. Let me go get some masterpieces real quick. So here's Sideswipe, and here's MP10 Optimus. So it's a little, MP10 Optimus goes a little bit higher than him, but you can see kind of along the scale what you're going to be dealing with. And since I don't feel like transforming him back into robot mode right now, especially on camera, I'm going to go ahead and conclude my review with the combiner put mode. So don't forget to check out my other videos, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, remember, go down there, hit that like button. This is Tambiota, and I'll see you next time.